Hey, James here. Just jumping in ahead of this week's episode with my monthly message. We are having so much fun with this campaign right now. We're really starting to see these characters grow into heroes, but we wanted to make sure all of you know that you, the listeners, are the real heroes to us, and give you a big thank you from the whole cast to all of you who are taking the time to listen to our show. If you want to level up your heroics, there's a few ways that you can start cruising for a metaphorical hero patch of your own. The biggest of those is keep listening and have fun. If you really want to do more, you can rate and review the show on your podcast app or apps of choice. If you still want to do more, please follow us on social media. All the tags are in the show notes. If you still really want to do more, share it with people who might like it. Just please don't be pushy. And finally, if you still feel like you want to do more, to be one of our heroic listeners, you can choose to support us on Patreon, where we share behind-the-scenes conversations and other recordings. Recently, we've been sharing some old recordings of one of our early playthroughs of the Pathfinder 2e beginner box. As a part of our Patreon, each month we do shout out one supporter at the called shot tier or higher. This month, that shout out goes to KB Tremblay. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your support. It helps us keep the things hosted, keep the website up, work on upgrading our equipment, and just make everything here work for us. So a huge thank you from all of us to you. So if you want to engage in that particular type of heroics yourself, go to patreon.com/live-to-die-pod. And with that done, be nice, roll dice, and enjoy this week's episode of Live to Die.
Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
Okay, so I did have what I think is at best 6 out of 10 banter idea to talk about road trips, because all of you are kind of on a road trip now and what your thoughts are.
Let me put my pen down.
The ultimate road trip.
But I think we're going to hold off on road trips a little bit. Although I know Jason's ready to talk road trips, because I love to road trip, but I feel like an amateur compared to what Jason's family does with road trips. And it's frankly super cool. So we'll save that for a future topic. And part of that is because I just want to get into this episode. And I feel like there is a couple of times when it's the perfect moment to hybridize banter and game talk. And that's when it's really in a meta space. And so to really draw this out, what I'll say is I have, as a GM, really tried to embrace the true sandbox on this campaign. And so there are going to be some things in which maybe you encounter them over-leveled, under-leveled. That's going to be on you to figure out because of your gameplay choices. And the other night, prepping for these sessions we're recording, I pre-rolled random encounters, but based on whether or not you're on the road, off the road, different areas, time of year. I got all that done, and my dice were a little hot. High rolls mean more random encounters in this game. And you could choose to duck some of them. So all of this is a big lead up to saying that while, yeah, the adventure's like, hey, when you get to the trading post, they'll probably hit level 2 shortly after that. That's not going to be the case for our story, which is already unique, because after that grizzly bear and these bandits, I did check, and all of you leveled up.
Yeah.
Now, this is an important level for us, because there's a few things going on here and a few special rules.
There's a rule for that.
We've used this in our last game, but we are going to use it here as well. I think especially in a world like this where we want to explore all sorts of narrative options and stories, we are using the crowd favorite free archetype rule.
Yes.
Without going into a lot of depth, but I know we have some listeners who aren't big RPG players, or maybe they're checking out Pathfinder. Paizo makes good stuff. You should check it out. It's also free, like literally free. Not like you can pirate it, like they put it online for free in a wiki, and it's great. And the way that they handle a lot of class mechanics is that when you hit a level, you get a class feat. You don't get a certain ability. It's not like a third level, I get to this uncanny dodge 2 or something. You get a class feat. And you can do cool new things. Feats don't usually make you intrinsically stronger in second edition Pathfinder. They give you more options. And so when you hit second level, you get a class feat. Now, archetypes are how they handle multi-classing, weird regional specifics. It's even how they handle, like, if you become a vampire, getting more vampire abilities. An archetype is when you choose to spend your class feat, not on your class. So now, because everything's based off of like a lot of proficiencies, which they pulled out of some 5e D&D because proficiencies are great design, like a lot of your bonuses, your DCs, your skills, those are going to continue to go up because that's based on your level plus something. So those go up when you level. But at second level and every even level thereafter, you can get a class feat and you can spend it on an archetype. You can multi-class with that. You can, and there's special versions. So like a lot of archetypes are just built from the ground up to be archetypes. If it's a multi-class one, then they have like a dedication feat in which you dedicate into rogue and you'll get like a couple of skills and then it'll never be directly, you'll never be as good as a rogue at being a rogue if you're multi-classed in. All this to say, we're using free archetype, which means at second level and every 2 levels thereafter, you get an additional free feat that you can only use for archetypes. Therefore, encouraging all of you to sort of explore the space, to pick things that are a little less optimal. You can still pick your optimal build with your main feats and do some stuff that really dives into the flavor of your character. Now, if this were a normal level up thing, I'd just say, everyone, let's go around the table and let's talk. But because I said we're going to use the camping mechanics a little bit, I think you've just defeated a group of bandits. You probably have a little more ways to travel. And we're gonna roll some of this forward and we're gonna do a level up camping segment, which frankly, I'm excited about. I think you have some time, the sun's still up. Let's cue that Syrinscape.
While we're still on free archetypes, I looked up, there's a line that I like that describes it the most. Awesomely, I think free archetype characters are more versatile and powerful, but not so much that you unbalance the game. So like if you think about the characters that we had last time, you know, they had all different kinds of abilities, and rogue and vigilante and fighter like all rolled into one. It just makes you more badass without like breaking it.
Yep.
And there are ways to be edgelordy about it for sure. I think last campaign was a great example that some of you spent time putting archetypes into like archaeologist or linguist, like shit that's not hugely mechanically beneficial, but so flavorful. So let's come right back, knowing that we'll do a camp sequence here soon and talk about that level up. We'll come right back to the fight where we ended. You're on the roadside near some rocks and a couple of big trees with 3 bandits that you've slain.
Checking their bodies for loot.
Oh, of course. Look, if you didn't,
That's
honestly,
what I do.
I'd be sad.
Are you even playing fantasy
I know,
games?
right? No kidding.
So all of these bandits have daggers, leather armor, 2 days of rations apiece, so 6 rations, a short bow, and a little less than 10 arrows apiece now. So dagger, short bow, call it 8 arrows apiece, leather armor, and 2 days of rations.
Okay.
Do you need any of these arrows? You want to split them?
Sure.
So you can each get 16 arrows each if you want to take that. There's daggers on the ground, some leather armor if you want to take it. No money to speak of.
Ari, I appreciated that you got near me in combat. I was able to adjust to fight in that situation. So if you will stick near me in those instances, that can help out quite a bit.
And I think Ari, like, normally having some sort of, like, snarky comeback just starts, like, laughing. Like, she's actually, like, maybe warming up a little of, like, this. I don't understand this person, but that did seem very earnest. She was like, okay, buddy.
Also, I lied. I got something wrong. The 3 of them collectively have 10 silver worth of coin between the 3 of them.
It's always so weird in these
I'll
games
hold
to
on to
just be
that.
like, oh, like, these are, like, bandits that are attacking us, and you know what you're supposed to do is like fight them and kill them, but also when it's like this, I'm always like, are we gonna get in trouble? Like, are we like do we need to hide these bodies and be like, oh, we just murdered 3 people?
Well, we talked about that a couple sessions ago, but you literally have a charter giving you, now like maybe not in this country, but if you flee to Brevoy, you have a charter that defends you in Brevoy as acting on behalf of the noble establishment of the Sword Lords.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a good point about the bodies, though. Should we just leave them here, rotting in the sun?
Bandits beware.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you got a problem with that?
I mean, do we have a shovel? Perhaps we could bury them.
That takes time. We don't have all that much time to bury 3 bodies.
There's not a chance they could become undead just being here, right?
I mean, it's always non-zero, but not high, probably.
Okay, then I'm not too concerned.
And Ari will be like, for the record, these are probably very similar to the people who killed your brother.
I like your idea about let's pile them up and put a sign on says bandits beware.
Sounds good to me.
Now, I will say, Trent, given your background, you know that a very common burial practice around Lake Carthen, around the Eye of Terror. No, the Eye of Terror that's the Eye of Abednego, but that region, Lake Carthen, where the Whispering Tyrant is imprisoned, is burning bodies.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
And if you do want to set up camp, you have traveled most of your way this day. This was like late afternoon. You've made pretty good time for the day. If you want to set up camp here, there'd be time to, and you would know the practices. It's utilitarian, but not disrespectful.
Yeah, sure.
You want to burn the bodies.
I can throw them on the back of my horse and carry them to where we need to go if need be.
Or maybe we do it here so that we don't have to smell burning bodies all night.
Okay.
Nikolai, you want to?
Ari's like, he might be a psychopath.
Yeah.
Nikolai, you want to find a camping spot?
Yeah, I want to. If I can find one other than where we are, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
But
you can spend a couple of hours finding a good spot around here. Give me that survival check. God, I love this game so much.
2011.
Hey.
Is that any good?
It's a failure, but
Okay.
so what that means in this case is you find a camping spot. It's just that in this case, you don't get any bonuses
Okay.
against random encounters, so you might have to deal with
Okay.
one.
Are random encounters, is it possible to have them be positive encounters?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, these people show up and they're nice and we like them. And
I mean, to like a certain point, that's kind of what the bear was. Like, if you were really desperate for food, a bear's a lot of food, and if you're cold, you could have materials there to make like clothing out of it. You also didn't fight it. You would be able to get around that. Bandits are probably kind of bad. Like, there's some other encounters here that's just like elk or deer or things like that aren't bad. They're great centers of food. You could fight them if you wanted to. So yeah, there's lots of random encounters that are sort of just things in the world.
Rastal's happy we let the grizzly bear go on about his business.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ras will be fine with a lot of that. Like, honestly, if like if
As
it's
long as you're
used
not
well.
poaching.
Exactly. All right. So a failure means that like you found a campsite that's works. It's not great. So any of your activities here will take a -2 penalty just because like you don't have access to like clean water as you wanted or like good wind cover.
Okay.
So yeah, you find a campsite. It's not great. It's in the plains, a little windy, but it'll do.
Okay.
You set your tents up. And this is one of those areas like I do like thinking about it. Someone who grew up camping a lot. I can kind of picture this like a grassland, the wind's coming through. It's a little harder to get a fire going. Maybe 100 feet away, there's a pyre set up where Arthur is just throwing these bodies. Did you take the armor? Did you take any other gear off or just the arrows?
Not the gear. I did grab the daggers
Okay.
just to have them, and I grabbed
The daggers, the
the
arrows.
arrows and the silver. I think that's it.
Cool.
Did anyone take the dagger
Oh,
bandolier
and the rations.
And the
6
rations.
from Biff?
I think Biff was buried with it
Was
unless
he
you
buried
took
with
it.
it?
Buried with his 10 knives.
He did have like 10 knives.
what did we do with the trident? Did we bury Biff with that too?
Yes. All right. So get that set up. What does anyone else have camping activities they want to do or like little moments? You're kind of leveled up. So if you want to play into that or just sort of explore that a little.
Ari, well, are we all set up?
Yeah, the camp.
Yeah.
You found the camp and set it up. And Nikolai's. You
Okay.
gotta like pitch your own tent, but Nikolai found the spot and is getting a fire going.
Ari is going to regale everybody with a campfire story.
Oh, okay. Let's,
And she's just going to be going on and she's like, yeah. And you guys probably don't know this about me, but I actually have 12 older sisters. And
That's a lot of siblings.
That is too many.
it's so many. I agree. Way too many. That's why I'm here. And she's like talking about all of her different sisters and won't really like get into what they do, but it sounds like they're all kind of like warriors of some kind, or they're, they're impressive, and like it maybe connects a little bit to like how Ari sort of like idolizes Lady Germondi and like, some kind of impressive female figures like that in her life. But she's like, one of my older sisters, Carolina, she's such a bore. She was so annoying. Nobody ever really liked her, but I will say, every time she fought an enemy, she would turn around and look at the other one and be like, "You're next." And So, kind of to highlight that Ari, as she goes along, is taking the.
Lucky just passed out.
Drop my phone. My bad.
Lucky's like, oh God, I dated a Caroline.
Like, but yeah, she's gonna kind of like go on to tell, and basically all of that to say, Ari took the Your Next feat as a swashbuckler
Nice.
in the level up. And I think just as she's like thinking about the people that she's interacted with, that she kind of starts to like idolize their fighting styles and like what they do. Maybe she didn't even particularly really like this sister, but did think that this one thing was very cool and badass. And so after you reduce an enemy to 0 HP, you get a bonus to demoralizing them by basically demoralizing another enemy by basically looking at them and being like, you're next, I'm coming for you.
So is this a bonus to a future check? Is this an action or is this a reaction?
It is after downing a foe, you promise another you're coming after them next. Attempt an intimidation check with a +2 circumstance bonus to demoralize. It is an action.
It's a reaction.
It's a reaction. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
that's super dope.
once you become legendary in intimidation, you can use it as a free action with the same trigger.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so it
That is
saves your
cool.
reaction. That's
Yeah.
God, I love this game.
Just
design.
like you.
Now, because what I'll say is you do suffer penalties to intimidation checks if you do not share a common language with your foe, unless or until you take the feat like Intimidating Glare, which lets you do it against the visual trait instead of nonverbal.
Or I think intimidating presence too, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Intimidating prowess is when you're hulky enough to physically intimidate them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways to do it. Another one nice thing is obviously bandits are a big issue and all of them have spoken common, so you're
Yeah.
set.
I also speak actually a lot of languages.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, 5, but
Well, and because you did claim that you were doing the telecampfire story, I really love that. Give me a performance check. You got a -2 on this because the wind's so loud that not everyone can hear you.
What?
And I imagine like you're following people around, kind of telling them this story.
23.
Okay, so that's still
Yeah, they're all like working to set stuff up and she's just walking around
So
telling
my
a story.
sister kind of reminds me of the kids in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, though. That is a success. So
Oh, just kidding. It's actually a 21 with the -2, but
that's fine. So any of you who were doing other things while Ari told this story get a +1 on attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks during any combat that may happen at the campsite if you're
Nice.
ambushed at
Okay,
night or anything.
cool.
Inspired by that story. If you were relaxing during that time instead of working, it becomes a +2 bonus because you're paying more attention to the story.
nice.
How does healing work when you level up? Is this going to play into what I do next?
My personal rule is the difference of your old hit points to your new hit points, you gain that immediately in
Okay.
hit points. You aren't left at a deficit to fill.
So then I will ask anyone, does anyone need any healing?
I can help with that as well.
I believe I have it very well
Okay.
down. Just let me.
Literally last week, he just could not fix my shoulder, and all I needed was like someone to warm it up. It was ridiculous.
I sort of have magic hands.
We are in nature, so
Like everybody looks at me.
we are in nature, so I am doing much better at healing.
I did fix the shoulder, by the way.
Yeah, that was all lucky.
So, as you're talking and he's going around healing people, treating wounds, he's like maybe taking a plant out of his pocket, chewing it up and like putting it on your wound, and using all these like took the feet natural medicine so that I can use nature to heal instead of medicine, which is
Nice.
higher for me, and I get a bonus when I'm in nature to do it.
That smells like poop.
It will do the job.
Well, then you can put the poop on my shoulder.
Oh, God. It's starting to shift towards night. The sun's starting to head down a little bit. Lucky, what about you? What are you doing?
Lucky has a few things he wants to do. First, he wants to, while Arthur is burying or burning bodies, whatever he's doing, he wants to root through his pack.
Ooh.
Arthur's pack?
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
With the idea being like he is looking for anything to give him more insight on this person, not necessarily looking to take anything,
Sure, whatever.
but just looking to see if there's any gear with any specific that he might
It's like,
find valuable. Or
Dear diary, I'm going to trick this group of people.
exactly.
We'll never see it coming.
Okay. Roll. I think that'll be stealth to start with, and then maybe thievery if anything's locked up. Or
Great.
Do I roll perception, or are you gonna roll that?
because you're focusing on burning the bodies, it's actually against your DC.
Okay.
Well, I became an expert in stealth,
Ooh.
Sick.
so I have a +9, and I rolled a 17.
Has anyone seen Lucky? I
So
cannot
17
find
total,
him
or you roll
anywhere.
a 17 on the die?
I never know where
No,
he
so I
goes.
have a 20. What does that add up to? 26.
Terrible
Jesus.
math.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, did you hit both? Sounds terrible.
Oh, it's a long one too.
Yep. Just edit that out.
the mic, cut the mic.
Post.
Okay, so 26 stealth. So I'm stealthing into wherever his pack is
Yep.
and just kind of perusing.
And so, Trent, here's what I'll say. You'll know what your DC is, and if you see him, you can decide what you do or don't based on those numbers.
My DC is 10 plus perception.
Yeah.
So that's a critical fail for me then.
So it's a critical success for Lucky.
Yeah. So I will list literally everything in my pack for you.
If you don't have to do it out loud either if you don't want to, unless you want to.
It won't take long.
Okay, cool.
There's his sword,
Okay.
his shield, his breastplate, a bedroll, and a backpack. Winter clothing, which he has on.
Okay.
1 week of rations, a water skin, and 3 copper. That's it.
Okay.
Because he's even crumpled up that letter 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you still have the piece of Biff's shield?
I think so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I'd take that.
Okay.
And my thought is, when you showed up, you didn't seem to have much affection for Biff, and so I want to know if you notice, and if you do, what your reaction is.
Okay.
So that will play out.
I
whenever.
agree. I think Ari also felt like Arthur was maybe overly stoic about the death of his brother. Was
Right.
like, oh, okay, I have to go send a letter. I've been spending 3 years hunting for my family member who's been missing, and now I just found out they died. Because to me, it's also like extremely tragic that he arrived 2 days after his brother died.
Yeah.
Like it was so close to, working out. But
Yeah,
I think everyone's a little suspicious of Arthur.
Yeah, that does allay my suspicions a little bit, at least, though. That you may just be a weird.
You're just weird.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, I was just going to move on to mine, but
Oh, yeah, I've got one more thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
If we want to, really quick.
Yeah.
So, again, I do that really quick.
Mhm.
Take the piece of shield, and then as soon as Ari finishes her story,
Mhm.
I'm like, Ari, come here.
What's up?
And I walk us like behind where the tents are.
Ooh.
And I have like this circle of rocks set up behind the tents. And I pull out this book out of my my pack. And I said, I found this a long time ago. And I've studied this book for a while, but I need to just watch.
it's a Playboy.
Okay.
And Lucky pulls out this book and he flips to a certain page and he starts doing some sort of incantation.
Oh.
Magic Lucky.
And he does this for a few minutes, and then after a while, the circle, the rocks start to kind of glow a little bit, and the area inside the rocks glows, and something appears in the middle, just kind of like silhouetted. And in the middle, when kind of he finishes up, there's this big, hairy, spiny caterpillar. That just is hanging out. It's probably like the size of a dog.
Oh my God.
Ari pulls out her
All
kukri.
right. No, don't kill it. Don't kill it.
What is that?
I learned I summoned this.
What?
I summoned this.
Why would you do
Well,
that?
I mean, I didn't summon this specifically. I summoned something, and this is what showed up.
What's it doing?
Yeah, what? I mean,
Is it just like chomping on a leaf?
Kill me.
I feel like it's starting to sort of like look around its environment a little bit. And
Yeah,
like
and-
kind of
And Lucky kind of like
Whoa.
creeps up to it and kind of like puts his hand out.
and I think some part of it, like its back moves almost to make contact with your hand, like almost in time with you.
And Ari's like, ooh,
And I'm like avoiding the spines. I'm like, he's cute, right?
yeah, so cool, Lucky.
I mean, kind of like the way that something really ugly can be cute, but right?
It's so great.
Cool. All right. Well, that's all. That's it.
Wow. I'm impressed but scared a little.
All that to say,
Can you summon anything?
no, just this.
Just
This is my summoner Eidolon
Nice.
as my
Oh.
archetype.
Very cool.
wow.
That's so
No
cool.
way. Learn something new about Lucky.
Who all was down hit points, by the way?
No,
You get 10 back.
Arthur
Nice.
and just I think it
Me?
was just Arthur
Okay.
and Nikolai.
So you would have gotten 3 and you would have gotten 22.
Oh,
I
sweet.
super credit you. Miss doesn't know how to
Oh.
heal anybody.
I wasn't hurt. So.
I fixed your shoulder some more.
Ari's going to be like, why don't you want to show the other two this very weird little creature that
Well-
you can summon?
They were busy. They'll see him eventually.
Does he just hang out with us the whole time now?
Pretty much.
Can it move
can
very
leave.
fast?
Yeah,
Does
he's
it just
fast.
like squeak along?
He just kind of, yeah, he's pretty chill for the most part. But if he needs to, he can help.
Okay.
Trent's over there doing the caterpillar worm bit.
I imagine that as you guys are over there, I'm over here healing Arthur, and what are they doing? I finish up and I walk back over there and see her. I'm like, what the f-?
Everybody's scared when they see it.
What is
that?
there a bear?
No.
There's no bear.
He's-
Okay.
Are you friends with this?
Yeah, I
He
summoned it.
summoned it.
Really?
hmm
Did you know he could do that?
It's quite impressive. I did not.
I didn't know if it was going to work, to be honest. So I'm
Where
just
does it
glad
come
that
from?
something happened.
Can you ride it?
Have you ever met
No.
it before?
No,
This is okay.
I have to.
Okay.
We have to
We
name
don't
it.
know
I have to
very
come
much.
up with the name still.
And Ari's gonna bend down next to it and be like, "Hello."
Its spines kind of like go up and down like in a weird wave
Ooh.
She's like,
greeting.
You'll learn to love him, I'm sure.
What? What kind of animal is this called?
I think it's just a really big caterpillar. I don't know.
Nadrama comes over and tries to stomp it.
So
I have to kill the
It's
llama.
no drama, Mama.
No drama.
I think while you guys are observing the caterpillar, Arthur goes over to his pack to just like put one of the daggers in it, and he's like, "What? Wait a minute. What? Has anyone seen the shield pot from Biff?"
No.
Someone, I gave it to you.
Yeah, I thought you had that.
I could have sworn I had it in my pack, and he starts like searching through his armor.
Nikolai's visibly upset.
He's like looking around the camp all of a sudden, like just like desperate to find this thing.
I didn't think you cared much about that.
Well, it's complicated, okay? But I need that, or I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, let's.
What's the deal with you and Biff? Actually, let's unpack this really quick.
Campfire scene.
It's complicated.
I didn't want to
okay?
bring it up, but since you said something, what's the, like, were you friends? Did you like each other? I have 12 siblings. I get it.
I am an only child. I do not.
It starts in my childhood, which I'm sure you're desperate to hear about.
Nikolai gets a notepad out of his, starts taking notes. Mm-hmm.
Pins and needles.
My father was a last wall knight, and our home was sacked when I was a kid. We had to leave. We were in camps for a while. Eventually, he and the other knights returned, took back our home. But there were a lot of people dead. It depressed me, it depressed my father. He decided to retire. We stayed in the village, but the orc raids just kept coming. He went into the forest one day, and he returned with this kobold child. To be honest, you now know as much as I do. He just said that Biff was part of our family, and he was our burden to care for.
Burden, huh?
Biff seemed to think that he needed to be running and that people were looking for him.
Well, we were looking for him. We have been looking for him for years.
He ran away from your home?
He did. Supposedly, my father says that he took a family heirloom or weapon of some sort. And I think... And he kind of like sighs. I think he wanted to be like me. He wanted to follow in my footsteps and become a knight himself. He started to get jealous and he was sad after I left. I don't think he was trying to find me, but I think he was trying to do what I want to do and become a knight.
What was the heirloom he took?
Father wouldn't say.
And Ari's gonna like mime like hide it to Lucky and Nikolai.
Everything he had except for the shard we gave you is buried with him.
And I told my father that I had a piece of it. Some evidence of what I say is correct, but who knows what punishment my father will mete out if I don't bring it to him.
So you don't carry it with any affection towards your brother?
It's difficult to say I loved my brother. I consider him a brother. But I was 15 when he came. It was sort of like a nuisance almost.
Well, that nuisance saved all of our lives. So put some respect on that name.
I didn't realize he was that helpful.
You would be very surprised that it took him a minute to get going, but once he did, it's very brave.
Oh, one minute. I need to put another body on the fire.
Sure.
Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, he said hip yeah.
It's
a
a
family
thing.
thing.
It's a family thing.
Like,
Oh,
I
that
always
just
thought
comes
that
from
was
our
just
region.
Oh, okay.
so weird.
I'll like pretend like I'm around the tent looking for this thing, and then I'll slide a hand and be like, found it.
Oh, thank goodness. I must have just dropped it. Stupid.
Just be careful.
I have to ask,
Ari's gonna wink at Lucky. She knows.
Yeah.
how long had Biff been with your family? How old are you now?
Oh, I'm in my mid-20s. I tend to lose count, I think, about this age. He's like 27, 28,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
When he arrived and I left for the Knights of Lastwall, I dedicated my life to fighting the undead. The Whispering Tyrant, if given any chance, I would love to bash him in the face with my own shield.
Bold.
My father has hung up his weapons, but I've decided to take up the fight myself. And Arthur
Ooh.
has taken the
Oh, yeah. What do we got here?
Last Wall Sentry dedication.
Oh.
Nice.
What does that actually do?
So you become expert in athletics if you're already trained,
Oh, hell yeah.
and you are trained in undead lore.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
In addition, you get the reactive shield fighter feat.
Hell yeah.
So that if you do not have your shield raised and you are hit with an attack, you can use a reaction to raise your shield, and you gain the bonus to the AC to determine whether it still hits.
It's dope.
So now you have two different reactions, don't you?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
I have no reactions, man.
And I haven't actually mentioned it, but Arthur
Oh, yeah. We don't even know what class you are
is
technically.
a champion.
Yeah.
He is a liberator.
Ooh, so we
Cool.
don't talk about that.
Did we talk about your deity already?
No.
If I may ask, Arthur, what you are a champion. What deity do you follow?
I follow the pantheon of the Sorrow's Sword. It's pretty, you probably haven't heard of it.
No, not really.
Can I do a check to see if I've heard of it?
Fuck yeah, what's your
Yeah, I was
religion?
going to say, well, I'll do that
Oh,
too.
it's religion. It's +1.
+8.
Okay.
One of my few untrained.
You've got it, Jason. You haven't heard of this. I mean, you
Makes
know those
sense.
words separately.
Sure.
While Trent is pulling that up, let's kind of shift a little bit into a meta conversation space with the narrative, shift out of direct dialogue. Any other events, any special meals before bed? Anyone going to organize a watch?
I'll do the watch again.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Dang, I'm just
And-
rolling so good today. 24.
Okay. Yeah, so that's not a crit success, but you do, everyone will get a +1 on perception as well during the watch.
I'll try to subsist.
So you're not going to cook anything. You're just going to like gather enough for like rough
Yeah.
meals. Cool. If you
We
subsist,
found extra rations and stuff like that, so
yeah. So and if you succeed on a subsist, you just get. Is it enough for you?
me and one other person is what it says.
If you crit, then it's more, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I've got the DC here. You'll be foraging technically, so you'll get a -2 on this.
Can I aid this?
Yeah, if you want to like spend some time going out hunting and gathering with Nikolai,
Yeah.
you were telling stories.
I think that's a
Mhm.
failure.
Yeah, you're looking to hit 20.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Let me see if that's a crit
But is
fail.
it a negative at all?
I got a 10.
So nope. Oh, that is a crit fail.
Yeah.
It's -1.
So you said it's a minus what?
-3 total because you're just like in a bad area.
Do we
for it.
have a +1 from her?
No, that's just
story?
on combat.
Okay.
Skill checks during combat.
It's still a 19.
Yeah, that's a success then. So you'll find let's see.
Does the +1 from combat for the story come from like the nature of the story? Like if I was like, oh, they foraged so good, you would be able to like forage better, or is it just always going to be combat?
It's always right if you get attacked at camp because you're like hyped up on being a hero.
Gotcha.
So you do subsist. So you'll find basically two people's worth of rations.
Okay.
And you do still find another you get 3 special ingredients and another 15 basic ingredients.
Wow. How many special did you say?
3.
That's awesome.
So if you want to try to make fish on a stick again, you can.
Yeah, I do want to try to make fish on a stick again.
Oh, my favorite.
They do. I almost took chill touch so you could make your ice cream, but
Oh,
You didn't do it?
I will say you also can just make a
Ari's like,
generic
come on, just take the
hearty
thing.
meal or jeweled rice.
What's a hearty meal give you?
Hearty meal is potential bonus on on the next saving throw you make.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, let's do hearty meal.
All right, hearty meal requires 4 basic ingredients
Okay.
per person.
All right. So
That's why you find
12.
so many.
And how many did I just find?
15.
So I only had 3 more. Okay, cool.
Yep. That's what like
44
it's.
per person.
Yeah.
So 16.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying out of how many I have left, right?
Yeah, 'cause you
Or
found
yeah,
a bunch
16
yesterday.
for-
16, yeah.
Okay.
All right, got the DC. Cooking lore or survival?
Survival.
Okay.
And I rolled 26.
All right, that's a crit success.
Heck yeah.
So here it is. So everyone needs to make some notes.
I'm going to say this is going to be my favorite just because it's simple and hearty and
Ooh.
hearty meal.
So if this is your favorite meal, you'll recover an additional amount of hit points equal to your level when you rest.
Oh, that's cool.
Dope.
And because it crit succeeds, real hearty dinner for everyone. All of you get a +3 status bonus on your next 3 saving throws before your next rest.
Cool.
That's great.
Aren't these meals really cool? Like
So cool.
I love these little narratives.
That's really
I
cool.
need another book for all my recipes.
They like hired a nutritionist to write this.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Abby. All right. So now that we're kind of going into the watches, which we already have established, let me update it because you leveled real quick. So I'm just going to go around the room and do some quick asks.
Can
You
I
said
do
plus
the
3 on the next 3, right?
Yep.
just so old religious buddy over there is aware? Sorrow's sword,
we'll
Sorrow's
get into that
sword.
in 1 second.
Okay.
Because we'll do full meta. Arthur, what's your current perception bonus?
+5.
Ari, did you just go up to +6 or did you go higher? Because
I went to
expert.
+6.
Lucky, what's your perception now?
+7.
And Nikolai?
8.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so now we're in the watch at night, and let's talk full kind of meta table. Trent, what is that pantheon?
So it's primarily Ragathiel, the General of Vengeance, who brings his devotion to duty and revenge, and Vildis, the Cardinal Martyr, who believes that evil should be destroyed at all costs, even self-sacrifice. There is a little bit of Gorham, our Lord in Iron, who preaches strength and victory in battle.
Okay.
And some Iomade, the Inheritor, who led the charge of successful attacks, sense of honor, justice, valor. A little bit of Erasne, the Unyielding.
I think she was the herald of one of those who got captured for a while.
Yeah, mostly due to her edict to survive at all costs and her abhorrence for the creation of unwilling undead.
Because I think she was turned unwillingly into an undead at one point by a lich. All right, so
That's cool.
we kind of did some highlights, but now that we're going to, and you don't have to reveal it, but we'll kind of start with Trent because you gave us a lot of info. So Trent, you're a level 2 Liberator champion now.
Yeah.
You dedicated into Last Wall Sentry. Anything else big at this level?
So, let's see. Shining Oath was part of the typical class feat,
Okay.
which is my champion's reaction is enhanced against undead.
Ooh.
So the Liberator's reaction is that you can reduce damage to your ally if the enemy and your ally are both within 15 feet of you.
Okay.
As part of that, your ally can step
Ooh.
I think it's just a free
It's a free action.
action for them.
It's part of your reaction.
Yeah. But against undead, if an undead is what attacked, they can step twice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
A lot
also
of
great because I think that
maneuverability.
gets people out of grabs and things too, which is
It does.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Let's go clockwise. That means, Jane, you're a level 2 swashbuckler. You don't have to share with us. Do you want to share what you dedicated into?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Amazing.
And for your swashbuckler feat, you took
You're next. Yeah.
And
You have to say it menacingly.
You're next.
Excellent.
All right. Little mystery there in the archetype. Jason, you hit level 2 cleric.
Yeah, so I guess you'll kind of see it in game, I guess, while we're sitting around and there's downtime.
Mm-hmm.
He goes off somewhere and you see him just like meticulously practicing his bow and arrow.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
I took the archer dedication.
Oh, I was literally just talking about that the other night with Kevin.
Yeah.
We were talking about how it's cool how they created archetypes that allow you to mix an element into a class like archer or armor or shields. Oh, that's so
Keeping an eye on the old Eldritch
fucking
archer
cool.
later on.
Yeah, that's dope.
Okay. And you took nature's medicine.
Nature's medicine, and the other thingy that I took was cantrip expansion. So I get a couple extra cantrips a day.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Wow, you got a lot out of that level.
I can also I took lead climber.
Nice.
So if we're climbing and somebody crit fails, I can actually help them avoid a crit fail. Just return it to a failure. You take it too.
No.
Hello.
I'm gonna crit fail because that athletics is the other thing I'm not trained in.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not very good at athletics.
That's also awesome though, because follow the leader's huge,
Yeah.
and in an exploration game like this where you're exploring, that's so cool. Because there was a rule for it in the other episode where you came across the waterfalls.
Yeah.
What do the
Yeah, I
checks look like to
figured.
climb up and down them?
Yep.
Okay, lucky. Sounds like summoner.
Yep. Archetype summoner.
And that gives you an Eidolon, right?
Just gives me an Eidolon. This
Scary,
fuzzy,
weird
this fuzzy,
caterpillar.
spiny caterpillar.
Do you feel comfortable letting us know what family of Eidolon you went with?
It's beast.
Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you get to pick because there's wily or strong variations, right?
Yeah, this is. So I gotta click my
Basically, it's
my
is it a
Eidolon
dex
tab.
build
I
or
think
a
it's
strength
called a
build?
ferocious beast.
Yeah, so strength build Eidolon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Brutal beast.
I'm
Nice.
glad you're playing Eidolon, not me, because there's a lot of rules I don't know.
A lot of
Yeah.
rules. Yep.
And then, well, you might see Lucky doing this in camp. He took snare crafting
Okay.
Nice.
as a feat.
Interesting.
So he'll be potentially making some snares.
That's awesome.
You know, in a lot of games, snares, and Trent and I have talked about this, kind of rough to use, especially depending on how your party interacts with them.
Yeah.
But especially in a game like this where camping is a huge element,
Right.
snares are wildly
Yeah, we can
useful.
set up
Those seem to
snares
make
around
sense.
our camp and shit.
There's a lot of really cool snares too. Like the rules
Yeah.
on those are really cool.
And given that, like, already in an open world, there's a lot of like, there's foes ahead. Do you want to engage? You can totally be like, I want to sneak up and put a snare down before I get close, and then
Yeah.
start combat.
So no, I don't have any built yet, but that'll be something he's working on at some point. And
Awesome.
then Rogue Feet took mobility. So mobility lets me move up to half my speed without triggering attacks of opportunity, or what is it called now?
Reactive strikes
Reactive
now.
strikes. So
That's cool.
I
Stuff
can move
on-
up to half
Nice.
to get out of range and then make his movements after that.
In case you ever have to deal with maybe like a mini boss with a big axe that has reactive attacks.
Yes, exactly.
That would be terrible.
that extra like 5 to 10 feet would have been huge.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of things that are horrible, seems like you just keep drawing the right straw here, Nikolai, because throughout the night, Arthur, you take first watch and it's very quiet. There's windiness, so it's, you know, you can hear the bugs in the open plain, but it's clear sky, beautiful in a way. Hands it over to Ari. Pretty quiet. You got your fire going, some leftover hearty meal. And it's got some time. The drama just kind of hangs out with you.
Me and a drama.
A drama? Or is it no
No
drama?
drama. No drama llama.
Lucky just seems to keep working out like this. I feel like
Okay.
maybe you hear something.
All right, just staying on alert.
Okay.
Not overreacting, but
Never.
Possibly underreacting.
yeah, maybe. My caterpillar friend is chilling with me.
And then morning comes and you're handing it off, late morning shift to Nikolai. Nikolai, you're in the zone. 200-300 meters away, open field. You feel like you catch a glinting of moonlight off of something. Something far away, like barely edge of your vision.
I will go back to
I will say you all are good enough campers. If you want, you can have it set up to like quickly like cover the fire in some way or like put out the open flames and just leave it down at coals.
yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'll do that. I'll put the fire out. And I want to know if I can if I have a chance to try to study it and see if I can figure out what it is a little bit more, or if
In
I
this
need
case,
to immediately.
100%. No, because I said, I'm talking like 200 to 400 meters away.
Okay.
Like you've got time, space. You've got some time, especially with the fire out. You see some glint.
Okay.
What would you like to do here?
I would like to try to figure out what it is without getting too far away from the camp.
Okay. So what I'm going to say for that is we'll do some recall knowledges.
Okay.
But I'm essentially going to give you a penalty on them for trying to do it at a very far distance.
Okay.
I guess I'll say this. I'll give you some options.
I'll do the same thing. I'll do the 100 yards because that's how far I can shoot. I can relatively get that close and around. So
Yeah.
I'll say 100 yards from the camp.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're not like active stealthing.
No.
All right. So you'll move in the
It
night.
wouldn't really help if I did.
What is your stealth DC?
11.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But 100 yards away. Now, it's in moonlight, so everything's low light.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to see, but you lucked out and you know where to look for these things. Here's what I'll say.
Things with an S.
I want to, because I don't want to give too much away. I want to leave. You got to have some mystery, right? So it's your choice here. Perception will give you kind of information, location. A recall knowledge will tell you more about them based off of like what you observe, sounds, sights, or you can, based on saying like you saw moonlight reflect off of something or glint off of something metal. You can try if you feel like you have a lore check that you want to make based off of that information.
I would say I want to either try to use nature or survival to see what's out here, if that's possible. Otherwise, I have some other options. I mean, I can do hunting lore. It's just not as high.
Perception.
perception is-
Perception is probably your best here. Hunting lore would be not great, but you could use it.
Let's do perception then.
All right, and I've got your bonus here because I wrote this down. You're barely able to make out. You can't keep a solid eye on it. They're moving in the night. You see 3 to 5 shapes, humanoid, kind of moving near the road. Lights are out, trying to move by moonlight, struggling with it a little.
All right. I will go back and wake up again. 1, 2, 3.
Same order?
Yeah.
Does he say the same thing? Bear!
I tell Ari to keep her light off.
Okay.
Don't turn your light on.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Just
Why?
come because we are in the wilderness and something is coming again.
Oh, God. Why does
You
this
know
always
how it
happen to
goes.
you?
Lucky hears it. I find it. That's how it goes.
Every freaking night.
It's
Ugh.
inconvenient that this keeps happening when my armor is not on.
Right.
Maybe you should go last.
Fuck it.
So what do you tell him?
I tell them there are some shapes, 4 to 5 shapes, humanoid, about 200 to 300 meters away. I can't really make out much.
Are they bandits?
They are humanoid. That's all I know.
Should I call out to them?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
believe, if anything, we are being. They're trying to sneak up on us.
Well, then let's sneak up on them.
And I think that maybe we should sneak
We'll
up
do a
on
little
them.
counter sneak.
I'll be bait. I'll just
Looking at
stand
you,
here.
I can do that.
I'll stand with you.
Yes.
Can you hide? Ari,
Yeah.
you two hide.
I'm not the youngest of 12, not able to hide.
I'm also able to eat off the floor with great fortitude.
Finish that plate so fast.
Boy, these coals, our fire seems to have gone out. I had
All
better
Do
stoke
I need
it.
to roll something to hide?
Because
a
I can't tell
second.
lies, I look at you and I'm like, I put it out.
No, I know.
Oh,
Shut up.
All right. So let's because I got the buttons right this time. Roll for initiative.
Oh, yeah.
You all, because of Jason's action, Jason, if you're willing to continue basically calling point on this, will everyone get a +1 on their initiative? Because you'll be scouting. Yeah. Let's as soon as you-
21 for Ari.
Fuck yeah. Is that stealth?
No. Should it be stealth?
If you want to start stealth, it should be stealth.
Okay, so 22.
Cool. Anyone else have their initiatives already done?
22.
Man.
Wow.
28.
What the
fuck?
fuck?
19 stealth.
Because you just became,
19 plus 9.
hell yeah.
40. No,
I was ready to believe you.
14.
Okay. I've got
Last time I
pre-roll.
rolled a 13 and everybody was like, 20 this, 20
Yeah.
that. And I was like, well,
This is
Oh,
why,
no.
I'll just be the bait.
You are, again.
Yeah.
All right, Lucky, you're going to go first. So
Okay.
let's talk about some stuff here. Oh, it's the same drop. I was like, wow, those are really playing over each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, because they're both drops. Because you know who rocks?
Sherman.
Jane is smiling like, maybe not.
Sherman and I are on the best of terms.
All right, let's talk about low light.
Oh.
Because I'm going to say the moon's out. So we're dealing with low light. Creatures with low light vision can see in dim light as though it were bright light. So it ignores the concealed condition due to dim light. So you're currently in dim light. Does anyone have lighting stuff going on?
I have low light vision and the ability to put a light on my head.
Okay.
My Eidolon has low light vision.
Oh, that's cool.
I do not.
So here's the deal. All of you are in dim light, except for around the campfire. I'm going to say anyone who is on the square, because we're using some terrain tiles.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna, even
Yeah.
if we put it out.
Yeah, we put out the fire.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you put it back to be a distraction.
No, I was
No,
just
they
like
were
pretending
saying,
to
the
stoke the
coals
coals
are
because
out.
the fire went out.
So the fire is out. If the fire were... You're not that guy. You're a player. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
I'm that guy.
Hey!
Well done. You know what?
Are you serious? He gets a patch for saying I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
Come on, it's a solid
Shout out
bit.
to Fat Joe.
Yeah, Fat Joe.
If the campfire were lit, I would say that tile would be considered lit.
Okay.
Except for things like behind, like just do line of sight light. We're going to kind of just play it quick and fast here. So in dim light, everyone here is considered concealed, which I believe is a DC 5 flat check to target things. If you have light vision, low light, or dark vision, you're set, or a precise sense other than vision. It doesn't affect you.
There are bits and pieces of Drosharis that I just miss.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the ability to not have people concealed against you was cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're level 2 now,
That's right.
but you've
We'll get
got a
there.
while to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with Lucky. Turn 1. It's Lucky's turn.
I can't make out who or what they are.
At this distance, you can see that they are humanoid figures stalking up with bows out. You do see clods pulled around their faces.
I'll hold. Delay.
Delay. Okay. Nikolai. This is a lot of restraint from Lucky.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just give it a chance, you know. We don't have to kill everyone. But
So
we
they're
might.
concealed, so I can still shoot at them. They just have
Yep.
a bonus.
Yeah, it's just that it's dark enough where you're like, you might hit where you think they are instead of where they are.
Okay, yeah, so
They
that's what I'm
are-
going to do.
I think it was they are observed but concealed, I think is the technical terms for it.
Okay. I'll
Trent's
go
over
with
there
that one
doing math.
directly in front of me.
Trent, what color is that one?
Purple, I think.
Probably. Trent's nodding yes for purple. I seriously love that system for identifying the pawns. It's so handy. All right.
14?
14.
It's
Okay.
probably not with the cover. Or the
They don't have
concealed.
cover. They have concealment.
Concealed, yeah.
Roll me a flat check, because
That's
otherwise
right,
that's
it's
a
a flat
hit.
check.
Looking for a 5 or higher.
11.
Hits. So these figures are stalking up with bows. You just draw back.
And go ahead and take 5 hit points. Try it again.
Yeah, no reason not to.
19, natural 19 with a 14 on the old thing. So that's probably going to be a crit. 25?
That is in fact a crit.
Yeah.
Yo.
Now, important question here, which we also need. Are they, Trent, are they beyond 30 feet? Or are they right at 30
they
feet?
are.
At least from...
They're beyond.
Yeah, they're
Perfect.
beyond. Yep.
We're
Yeah.
checking the volley distance
Yeah.
on that bow.
Yep.
It's an extra.
Kind of cool thing. If you get the blessing of Erastil, if you have the minor boon of Erastil, is you get to ignore volley on
Oh, that is
longbows.
cool.
16 plus
God,
1.
Jason's rolling so many dice.
17.
Points of damage?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
The head explodes. Like, do you remember Battle of the Bastards? What
I
happened
want
when
it
those
to just
arrows
go
hit?
through the
Yeah.
neck. Like
Yeah.
the guy might not even realize he's dead yet. And then he falls back.
That's cool.
That's the point I want to hit. Like, Battle of the Bastards has one of my favorite sound design.
Mm.
And when arrows from longbows hit people, that show did a great job of making it feel impactful.
Mhm.
That's what just happened to that guy. Just
Yeah.
like the whole body's jerks, and just bam, dead and out. Lucky, you can re-enter combat if you'd like.
I have one more action, I think.
Oh God, never mind.
So I'm going to just go ahead and shoot at the next guy.
Hell yeah.
All right, this one will have cover to its AC.
How's a 20?
Even with the cover, it still hits. Then give me that flat
And I
check.
rolled a 5 on the flat check.
That's a hit because it's DC 5. Jesus. How's that archer dedication paying
It's
off
been
for
pretty
you?
sweet.
Yeah.
It's only 2 hit points, though.
Okay, what's the next one's color in line? Is that red or green?
Red.
Red. All right, 2. So 3 arrows just arc through the moonlight.
Hell yeah.
Lucky, you can jump in. Otherwise, it's Ari's turn.
I'll delay.
All right, Ari. Kind of cool. I actually have a delay area on my Paizo initiative tracker where you can
I
bump
love
it
that
to
thing.
see
that
if
is
they're
fun.
marked as
I like
delayed.
that.
Like, I liked it so much. I had a first edition one. The second edition one didn't really change at all. I just wanted to buy a new one because I loved it so much.
I'm just going to. What's the right terminology if I want to
Ooh.
be able to act at some point but not yet? Delay or hold?
Delay.
Delay. Okay. I
Awesome.
am also going to delay.
Well, it is now Green's turn, which is the one in the back. And I think arrows are coming down. You see her. Oh, gods. It's like cussing, like, fuck. Damn the gods. And he's going to run up into that tree to get cover. It's going to run forward closer to you to kind of get into that tree so it can take cover. It'll get in there. I'm going to say because neither of you two, I'm going to use some like miniatures rules. So I'm going to say that neither of you two have cover who are near the campfire because there's a tree in between you, but you're not like in
Yeah.
the tree taking cover. So I won't even give that shit cover because it's like a stationary tree. So it runs up into the tree for its first action. Second action, takes cover. Third action is going to throw a shot at the dude with the longbow that just like Saving Private Ryan snipered out of the bell tower, one of his teammates. All right, so run forward, shoot that bow. I think I might stand a chance at a hit for that. That's a 19 to hit.
Hit.
But flat check for Knight hits the flat check.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be a shot coming in, 3 points of damage.
All right.
Tunk. Arrow hits. That's its entire turn. Those who are holding, you can always enter at the end of a turn. Otherwise, it's Arthur's turn.
Arthur is going to...
Trent's measuring distances, counting
Perfect.
squares.
He's going to use a focus spell
Nice.
Oh,
cool.
shit.
called Athletic Rush.
Hey, I know what that
Dope.
does.
Yeah. He gets a 10-foot status bonus to his speed. And he, as part of casting the spell, he can stride. So he's going to go 35 feet
Nice. So it's just like a movement plus,
right
basically.
up to green motherfucker
Yeah,
here.
perfect.
And he's going to attack.
Is that a first and last name? Green motherfucker?
Green motherfucker.
Mother's the middle name, actually.
Not superb. That is a 17.
You got that.
That's a hit.
Oh,
got that.
nice.
That's on green, you said?
It
Yep.
is.
Oh, were we doing flat checks? Were we supposed to be doing
Oh,
flat
you
checks?
do the
Oh,
flat
that's
check
right.
now, yes, because you don't have vision with you.
What is it, a
5 or higher.
5? Got it.
5 up, as they say.
That is 7 damage.
Dead. No,
Oh.
wait, not dead.
God.
Almost dead. So you
Almost
run up,
near death.
bam, yep, near death.
He's got an arrow and some slashes sticking out of him.
And you know what?
That
He will,
green hasn't been hit yet. That's red.
Oh, red. That's right.
he will
And
raise
purple.
I
his
don't have my
shield.
glasses on. I can't see who they are.
They have
Uh,
concealment.
Raise shield with third action.
Shield
nice.
up. All right.
I'll undelay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to undelay as well when Lucky's done.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and swap all of you in.
Underlay.
Lucky, your turn.
Undelay.
God, I love this game.
I'll take a shot at the one engaged with Arthur.
Also, one of you who has a phone, would you take a photo of this? Because it's so cool to actually just see the like map and campsite and minis up there. So what are you doing, Lucky?
Taking a shot at... Do I need to move out from cover to
Nope.
take the shot?
No. You've got visual obscuring, but you're good there.
Okay. So that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Flat
Are you
check.
shooting red or green? Because red has cover.
The
improved
whichever
cover.
one is engaged with Arthur. I can't tell. from
That's
here.
red with
Oh,
cover.
that's green.
Oh, that's green. Yeah. So green's got really good cover, but they're flat-footed. That's still a hit.
Okay. Cool.
Quick question here. What's your bonus to damage?
+0.
Is it higher than 1?
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll.
But I rolled max damage. I rolled 12.
Jesus, they're very dead.
Damn, that's green.
Yep.
2 6s on my sneak attack.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, you're so sneaky that I have trouble finding your character in this picture I just took.
You are in like the green
Yeah, it's
cloak on a
perfect.
green mask.
That's perfect.
That's great.
And then
Oh, this is so cool.
I'll hide.
Okay.
God, I'm rolling insane today.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah,
Stealth.
you're hidden.
Wow.
Now, Eidolons, they use your action economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you also share hit points, I think?
Yeah, we share hit points. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's just going to kick it with me right now.
How does
so-
that
I
die-
decided
how does
his,
that
I
work
decided
when one
his,
dies?
his name is Spike, by
They
the way.
both go down to 0.
Spike.
Yeah.
Spike. I like it.
Spike.
We named him Spike.
All right, so that's shoot, hide. You got one left, right?
Yeah. I'm going to... Can I just take cover?
Yeah.
I'll just take cover.
And if you ever want to change that order, if you take cover and then hide, because you get your cover bonus to your hide check. So if you take cover, it's a +4, which you then get to apply to your stealth check. Because the
Cool.
better your cover, the easier it is to hide.
Well, I hid good, so I'll,
So now you're like, what,
I'll do it backwards this time.
33 or something
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
+4?
Yeah.
So Lucky is
31.
gone. Ari, it's your turn.
Ari's going to be like, ugh, this is so boring. And then just like run, use her full action to run up to this one.
Can you get, does it take all 3 to get there? Or can
I
you get there in
think
2?
then-
Oh, is that counting?
yeah.
I got
25.
this. So for 2 actions, you can get there, and with plenty, you can get there if a 3rd action to spare.
All right. With 2 actions, then doing that, going to run up, and then she's just going to
Jen,
attack with
is
the
that-
kukri.
Is that 2 actions to get right there, or 3? Oh, true. So no, Jane.
So I would
you're
need all
right.
three. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. So then I'll just like run up and be like, "Hi,
So it runs up.
You're next.
All
you're
the way.
next."
Well, and sure enough, that's actually correct. It is their turn next.
Oh,
This is actually fucking perfect.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to attack. Let's start with this. Short bow. So they'll drop a hand off of the short bow, leaving it in hand. Draw a dagger for one action, and they will strike with the dagger. Let's play this out. Oh,
Are you striking it?
Ari. Critical hit.
Nimble
Now,
dodge.
Okay.
you had to say that before I rolled.
Well, I'm saying it now.
Okay, I passed the flat check on a critical hit.
Okay, I would like to use my reaction. Liberating step.
Raise shield.
No. Liberating step.
Okay.
So she gets 4 resistance.
Okay, so you'll take 4 damage less than whatever I'm about to do.
Cool.
And
Are you really not going to let me use my nimble dodge? Can we just say that literally every time something attacks me, she would nimble dodge if she knows how to do it?
you'll want to pick when to do it. It's fine. It won't change. I rolled a natural 20. It won't change the outcome, but you definitely can still use it. Yeah, because I didn't play.
All right.
So yeah, you can use it. But like that's exactly why. Like you may want to save your nimble dodge for the second attack, which has a less chance of hitting. I don't know.
I don't think that I can. I think you can only do it when something attacks you for the first time. So I can't use it on a second attack.
You can check. I thought it was in reaction to a
Well, it
attack.
says a triggering attack.
Yeah,
so
so
you
that's
would think
any
that's
attack.
the first time they
any
attack
attack.
you.
You have to choose when you use it or not.
The
There is some
triggering attack
gamesmanship.
just means that the specific attack that triggers the reaction.
So from this crit, you would normally take 6 damage, but because of liberating step, you'll take 2.
2 damage.
And you can choose to take a step if you want,
Yes, you can now, if you would like, you can move 5 feet.
so that it couldn't attack you again.
Sure.
You can move 5 feet in any direction.
So yeah, you could set up to flank it. You could
Yeah,
just
I'll
move
flank
away.
it.
So yeah, you can just take 1 step around and get set up to help flank it. So it will attack you again.
Mm-hmm.
Your choice here as a player. Did you use your dodge on the first attack, or are you using it on this second
Well, I'll
one?
use it now if I can.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So against this second incoming attack, cocked die, and that'll be a 10 to hit.
Critical fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss. Nikolai, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Delay.
Okay. Arthur, it's your turn.
Arthur will
Get 'em.
take a step up here.
Or, okay. Are you going to step or are you going to stride to get
I will
flanked?
stride to flank.
Okay. You'll stride up to flank outside of camp, moonlight lighting you.
And he's going to swing with his sword.
All right. They are off guard and -2 to their AC.
That's an 11.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
Got an action left.
I'll swing again.
Yeah, fuck you, Reddit.
That's right.
Well, it's
Yeah,
only second attack.
right.
What do you got, Trent?
That is a 10.
Also a miss.
Yeah.
All right. Lucky.
All right. Taking a shot.
Okay.
That is 18 to hit.
It'll have soft cover that hits. Roll the concealment for me.
12, so that's good.
That's a good roll damage. It is sneak attack applies.
6 damage.
They're dead.
Okay.
Oh. And you know what that means?
Jane just threw it.
Tune in next week to see what you
Nice.
find on their bodies.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.